Alright, welcome back to another episode of Up-N-Runnin. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell right next to it for your notifications, and click the like button. Alright, on today's episode, we're going to continue to work on the 1969 Ford Party Wagon. That's really what we all know it is. We're going to see if we can't get it up and running and take it for a drive if possible, and who knows what else. So, thanks for watching. Alright, I stuck a battery in it just for the fun of it. Let's see if it turns over. It does. Woo-hoo. Okay, that's good to know. Now I will start to take a look at things and see what needs what to get it running. Alright, I went ahead and lifted the doghouse out of there. So you can see the motor, it's a 302. Talk about easy to change the spark plugs. It's interesting, I've never really worked on one of these vans before, so it's kind of crazy that everything is inside. Grab this starting fluid. I'm just going to see if it pops once. I don't really expect it to continue running, but I just want to see where it's at. Look at that. Alright. Well, uh-oh, we got blinkage. Oh, the right blinker's on. The left blinker's on. Well, this thing's even got cruise control on it. Well, it's good to know it's got some fire in it. I'm going to do what I usually do and take a look at the fuel situation so I don't suck a bunch of crap up in there, but I at least just wanted to see where it was at and what we could do. I'm going to go ahead and try some of the lights and things like that as well. Put the headlights on. Let's see what we get. Both headlights are on. Let's check the tail lights. Both tail lights are on. Let's go ahead and try like turn signals and things like that right away. Alright, I don't know if you can see it, the right turn signal is blinking in here. Shut the headlights off so we don't just kill the battery. It's blinking there. Alright, the left is blinking there. Blinking there. Blinking there. Alright, that's a good sign. I was just kind of looking this thing over a little bit, and something I realized is that I was like, well, that's weird, the choke is acting funny, and what I realized is that this thing's got a manual choke on it. You can see it right there, and you can see the choke lever up on the dash. Well, the cable is not in the housing like it's supposed to be, so I'm going to go ahead and try to fix that. I might have to set the camera down here a little bit. There we go. I wanted to get the rubber. You probably can't see it real well right now, but I'll show you in a second. I wanted to get the rubber pinched into the clamp so it would hold better. There you go. I wanted to get that rubber pinched into that clamp. I've got it nice and tight now so it doesn't move. So let's go up here and pull the choke and see if it works. It's a little stiff. I think it just needs to be lubricated a little bit to get it to close all the way, but it's the adjustment's capable of doing it, so there we go. It's getting better. It's super stiff. So anyway, got that fixed. I'm sure that'll help us get it running. Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the fuel line and hook it up to a can and see if this fuel pump works and if we can get the engine to start and run off the gas can. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this fuel line. Alright, I've got a fuel line hooked up to the can here. So now I'm going to I disconnected the fuel line up here on the engine. I'm going to turn it over and see if it pumps any fuel out. This is probably going to take a little bit, but we'll go ahead and see what happens. Don't want to burn the starter up. If this doesn't work, I'll probably... Morning, Ed! If this doesn't work, I'll probably just put a can in here and run it off of this for right now. I'm kind of thinking it probably would have worked by now, but we'll give it one more shot. Looks like we're going to have to try it from inside the van. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pull the choke, give it a little whirl, and see what happens. We should have a little gas in here now. Shoot a little more in. Alright, good news is we got fuel out of that other fuel line as well, so we're going to hook that back up. It's the downside of having the engine inside. You get gas everywhere, it smells in here. We're going to go ahead and try to start it back up and see if it runs. Awesome. I'm excited about that. So now that we know it runs good, it doesn't make any crazy noises. We're going to take a look at some other fluids and make sure everything is good. I started it with the oil that was in it because it didn't look terrible. I just wanted to make sure it ran okay. And we're going to check the coolant and some things like that. So this is good news. The oil looks really good. It's not even super dirty, but of course, the vehicle is sat a little bit. We're going to change it. Alright, we filled and screwed the new oil filter on, so we're going to let it down now and fill it with oil. Alright, it's time to add the oil back in. This is actually good, clean, fresh oil. I just put it in some old bottles. It was in a big, giant container. Easier to pour that way. We're right on full. I'm going to go ahead and start it up and see how much it goes down and just top it off. So otherwise we look pretty good. Cool. See ya. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the coolant, see what we got in there. I don't know if you can see, there is some in there, and it's basically full, so that's good. It looked a little on the dirtier side, so we may end up draining that and changing that later. We'll let it run and get all the crud out of it. Let's take a look at the master cylinder. I can say the pedal went to the floor, so you can obviously see there's an issue here. We'll have to take a look at that. The transmission fluid is inside the van. It doesn't look bad. I'm just looking at the color. You can't check the level without it running and warm. But at least it's got it on the dipstick, and you know, it looks like a decent color. So from this point, we'll move on and see if we can't get it to move. All right, the one thing I noticed when it was running, the oil pressure was really good. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. I'm going to check and see if the battery's charging, if the alternator's working. Yeah, good oil pressure. Let's go take a look at the battery. Not super high, but I think it is charging, so that's good news. That may come around. Let me put the headlights on once and see what happens. I think it is charging. It's probably just didn't have a big draw. I think it probably is charging, but it's just, there's not a lot of a draw on it right now, so we'll shut it off and take a look at it and see if it drops back down to like 12.6 or something like that. Yeah, that's what's going on. It just didn't have a big draw, so more good news. Alright, I ran a fuel line just into the gas can sitting on the floor right now. I'm basically just going to start it up and see if it goes into gear. So let's see what happens. It goes into gear. My truck's right behind it, so I don't know that I want to go in reverse, but let's go forward a little bit. All right, it went into both forward and reverse. Awesome news. All right, as I mentioned before, one side of this is bone dry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some brake fluid and fill it back up and leave it sit and see, or maybe if I can get someone to help me try to bleed that later. The other thing that I noticed in here that I'll tell you guys about is I noticed that if you leave the battery connected, the rear dome light stays on. So I assume the front one's just burned out. But what I noticed is this is broken. Several of the little clips on there are broken, and this isn't shutting it off. I did try to push the button with the, when I had the battery on, and it does work, so that is the problem. So I need to figure out what to do about that. I don't know if I'll be able to find one of those clips or not. Otherwise, I just may unplug it and let the next person see if they can find a clip. So we'll get some brake fluid here. We're just going to put some .3 in it. That one's empty. I'm going to go ahead and grab another one, and I'll fill it up. So that way we have a good reference point. Alright, we're going to call them full, so we'll see what happens. Alright, there we go. On to the next thing. Alright, thanks for watching this episode of Up and Running. I appreciate it. In the next episode, we'll continue working on the 1969 Ford Party Wagon, and who knows, maybe we'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching. On today's episode, we're going to take a look at the 1969. On today's episode, we're going to continue looking at the 1969 Ford Party Wagon, because we all really know that's what it is. Anyway, I don't know what we're doing. We're going to see if we can get it running. That's what we're going to do.